the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Martin Alamisi Ben Kaiser Amidu, former special prosecutor, and watchre krata ediafa the current special prosecutor, lawyer William Kisi Ejabin. Na ensem ya Martin ABK Amidu eka information ya wode ma with regards to be according to Martin K. Amidu. Lawyer Kisi Ejabin eye wo sumase ya Nana Addo Kwaku Dumpo appointing no enim against ono akasa ne party the NPP and nyoma oye de boa the NDC. You will just be shocked. You will just be shocked. Martin ABK Amidu wa twere nsem anwumere papa. Ye be kinkan the SC chichiri we be chichiri. The SC abon to fan be bon to fan. O say the special prosecutor William Kisi Ejabin is so desperate to protect the mismanagement, the culture of corruption, massive staff recruitment malpractices, and public procurement malpractices, which have become pervasive and endemic within his own office. On the blind side of the president, Nana Addo, the special prosecutor has therefore resorted first to blackmailing his own government and secondly, courting leading members of the opposition NDC together with other disgruntled members of civil society and a rented media to create the impression that it is his appointing authority, that is the NPP, that is impeding his so-called fight against corruption, which is false. He is rather moving about, soliciting support from gurus within the NDC just to blackmail Nana Addo and his own party NPP. The unfortunate facts gathered by me from information and intelligence are that Kisi Ejabin, the special prosecutor, cannot extricate himself from the pervasive suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses taking place within the office of the OSP himself in connection with recruitment corruption and public procurement malpractices. The OSP is mandated to prevent, investigate, and prosecute. This is the reason for the inability of the special prosecutor to answer my previous challenges to him to summon his rented media and press as he has serially done against suspects under investigation to deny or affirm to the court of public opinion his role in the corruption and massive procurement malpractices in the OSP. The OSP's suspected corruption pot should never be allowed to call the citizens suspected of corruption's kettle black in the fight against corruption and public procurement malpractices in Ghana, where he has shown that he is the main head of all of them. The foregoing notwithstanding, on 13 December 2023, the OSP was audaciously reported to have outlined 4 cases involving a total of 6 former NPP government appointees being tried for corruption and corruption-related offenses. One wonders the reasons Kisi Ejabin has for selectively causing a social media post on only former NPP government appointees being tried for corruption and corruption-related offenses, as though corruption offenses have political colorations. The OSP's half-yearly report dated 30th June 2023, published as required by law, listed those cases among other cases without the emphasis he now places on the appointing government for the 6 suspects. This appears to be the case of an incompetent, unprofessional, and entrepreneurial-minded drowning Kisi Ejabin who has been gallivanting around the globe on the public purse and recently scurrilously abusing the courts and administration of justice on 29th November 2023, dragging down his appointing authority with him Should it fail to rescue him from his infractions of the law, Kisi Ejabin naively seeks to curry public sympathy and empathy to create the fake impression that it is Nana Addo's government that is against him for fighting corruption affecting former NPP government appointees. The timing of William Kisi Ejabin's decision to publicize and issue communiques highlighting the 6 former NPP government appointees as though only former government appointees of the NPP have the propensity to be suspected of the commission of suspected corruption offenses is important in understanding the political nature and expediency of blackmailing the government into not exposing existing corruption, massive unlawful staff recruitment malpractices, and public procurement malpractices within the OSP. I sometimes wonder where are all those scandals and corruption-related cases associated with the NDC and former appointees of former President John Dramani Mahama gone to? Is William Kisi Ejabin telling us that all the case files I left at the office of the special prosecutor have been burnt down or stolen? William Kisi Ejabin, 29th November 2023, rented media and press conference to scurrilously abuse and scandalize the court and the administration of justice ended in a fiasco. The Ghana Bar Association, the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana, experienced and distinguished lawyers, reasonable members of civil society, the media, and professional groups roundly deserted him in their condemnation of his affront to the judicial system for unfavorable decisions against the OSP in the High Court ruling in a judicial review application by Colonel Kojo Damwa retired and Joseph Aduchi. The special prosecutor's ego has been bruised by the unfavorable ruling, which his friends in the media and he tried unsuccessfully to justify his stated misbehavior and unconstitutional conduct, warranting a major penalty of dismissal from office, but for Section 15 of Act 959, making impeachment the only process for removing him from office. As if by coincidences, Kisi Ejabin's first partner in his original partnership of Cromwell Gray LLP, made up of Anas Arim Yawanas as first partner and himself as the second partner, jumped into the AFRI on or around 10 December 2023 in the disguise of an interview published in video from online by Graphic Online of the Graphic Communications Group Limited to create the ambiguous impression that the government or its appointees might have committed abominable crimes to be shown globally in a documentary in June and January 2024. Kisi Ejabin, who ought to have been removed from his public office for supervising corruption within the OSP, then immediately follows Anas Arim Yawanas' interview with his social media publication, listing and naming only cases of former NPP government appointees he is prosecuting as so-called achievements since his assumption of office on 9th of August 2021. The perspective of holism in interdisciplinary studies, research, and analysis requires the public to take in account the inextricable and interwoven relationship between Cromwell Gray LLP and Tiger IPI as beneficiaries of a massive commercial anti-corruption enterprise for personal profit. The transition of Kisi Ejabin to the OSP only provided the opportunity to use the resources of the OSP to abuse the OSP staff recruitment processes, commit public procurement malpractices under the Public Procurement Act and to turn the OSP into a rogue public anti-corruption entrepreneurial agency after the associated Tiger Eye PI modus operandi. Anas Arimiawanas blamed the exposure of his entrepreneurial and journalist terrorist investigative activities determined by the court on the government, just as Kisia Jabe now blames his appointing government for unfavorable court outcomes, simply because the successful applicant once held government appointees. Kisia Jabe has forgotten, as most suspected criminals easily do, that as a lawyer for Anas Arimiawanas, he is on record in the OSP during my tenure as the founding special prosecutor to have sought assurances under his signature for Anas Arimiawanas to give evidence in the Charles Bisil investigation wearing a mask. Unknown to him that the OSP was investigating Anas Arimiawanas for suspected bribery and corruption in the registration of ORR Resources. ORR Resources Enterprise, which was used to entrap the suspects in the case. The public interest in ensuring that the OSP remains an independent anti-corruption agency, as agreed between President Akufo-Addo and me on 9th January 2018, before I accepted to be nominated as the founding special prosecutor, compels me to ask the president whether he is privy to the information and intelligence making the rounds that the OSP has recruited about 20 of 25 former operatives of Cromwell Gray LLP, Tiger Eye PI as employees of the OSP. With enhanced positions and ranks at the cost of the public purse. Over 20 of these Tiger Eye PI recruits embedded in the over 80 recruits placed under the Strategy, Research and Communications Division under Samuel Apiadaku until recently of Cromwell Gray LLP, and lawyer with Kisia Jabe for Anas Arimiawanas for the same law firm. Mr. President, being in our 70s, I know that many things may happen on our blind side, and I will urge you to commission an urgent forensic audit of all the about 249 employees recruited by the OSP under Kisia Jabe, so that you do not leave behind an OSP programmed to be politically partisan after the end of your tenure of office, Mr. President. Leave no room for regret. Or had I known? We Nsem-Pii Martin ABK Amidu Edi Etuja. Some of the cases was cited here. A lawyer Kisia Jabe or say or you corrupt impo as in the word corruption. The Republic versus Cecilia Benadapa. Sorry. The Republic versus Ajidi Mboatin. The Republic versus Alexander Kwame Safo Kantanka. The Republic versus Sumaila Abdul Rahman and 3 others. Yeah, we no unya time. I can will nature say the office of the special prosecutor ketase share proye chrono ne kankan ya ekoso ho no e chen de bia we ene nsem kakra Martin ABK Amidu e dia to bia
ebusuafo bi chiu bibia yemune no wasare ni Ghana be hwe former president mama MSS say de adena aginsem hwe se enkola akotwere exams na emu 70% apase na former president mama say oba sa enkola no omu enso hwe no mo pass ye no emu owere no de onyi ni so obo pass emom odwen se omutu apo enti oba obesan akoye remark na he anwonwase mu ewo mu ni se free SHS buy no enkola anya scholarship ekukọ ebruchiri London America eni ade a omukosua ade no omukọ ho a they perform girl ya o free Volta region eko Harvard okọ no he's one of the best students abrante you okọ London koye engineering one of the best students there and then me no ka say secondary school for nkola afia kubi ampem atumi aye drone ndiye nam framum ne ndiye nam nsuo so a etimi monitor na ye de computer ne remote ene control sa kola we mu abio anwonwade a omoye in the STEM schools no ye ka kire wa obeta wanu mama se eye aponti no ma pass exams no na de ba ho ya akure ni ana papa wa ho ya sa hwe 2024 uko diga na broko to abama mama wa how ma aha generations to come because papa no say me hu tama ye ko school no me say metimi kotena class na that time print paper yellow bi ma na ekutaw se utu afisa e na obenya sa paper no headmaster signature wo so etu teacher ni ba na obi ayi ni de wo woni bi no teacher ni obeba obebisa no obisa na woni bi pe na opie yetimi ye classes jam be ye 1 week na metimi ko class na obeda akotwere exams anya grade e wo se wunya teacher ni ba exams hall if you know you have not paid your fees leave we are no start bubudi mo amuntu ya fees no ye bodi pe no wasoro na opie ebeda na nipa na anya agen kura twere exams pass yi we nyina ankola failure unim say ka ho there are some of the factors and that me no ka say Korea system of development no mo di develop Korea man de Korea be ye krabehwe no eno ana Nana Addo ofa so no first omutake education omuye omaju say e was everybody of school going age be at least uwie college the same thing Nana Addo yi eno behwe a akola wanya bi kura no I was saying at least utumi wie SS enti ebi mu wie GSS far back so umasa akọ GSS biem se na ebe yo menya free SHS na kobi ebi mu akụkọ wie sa fitani ya wako akonya 8A sa yema no scholarship akoye engineering sa wa twere BC ye wie dada fasa akọ siti atwere biem ende we wie SS a wanya 8As. That is the kind of country we want to build. Share railway kwanya papa eye throughout the whole country. Accra to Tema to Mpakadan, Tema to Kumasi to Paga ni nyina. Share inland port ayeye wo Ashanti region. Ni nyina are propelling this country for the greatness. Share industrial revolution ekoso. Se ofa kwan bia so obehu factory baby. Ubehu warehouse, ubehu factory, ubehu we. Ni nyina e bagana. No bebre se ye nkrabiem. Oman no economy. Enkoto aba man na magana no ensign echi. On the onumani cancellation. Cancellation by way. I'll cancel this one. I'll review this one. I'll review. What do you want me nyebi? Koka bi mi tia osi kukubu. Eneta echira osi 24 hours. 24 hours nso police for ye dada. Nurse for ye dada. Hospital se wo Ghana ha nyina ye 24 hours. Filling station bi mu wo kra ende me no kasi. Omo ye 24 hours. Na the ministry se juma no na obema workers na ko 24 hours ana. Na clients be na beba ho anajo no. We nyame hira o Ghana be